Hello team, today we are going to review Streamline Server Release version 2026.5.0.0. So let's begin. This release introduces a new safety stock calculation strategy, major improvements to pallet and container management, expanded permissions and audit tracking, as well as several integration enhancements. Let's start with the new average demand safety stock strategy. This strategy allows Streamline to calculate safety stock based on the average demand of upcoming periods instead of relying only on service level or future demand calculations. To enable it, let's open safety stock settings. Here you'll see a new checkbox called average demand. It can be enabled alongside the existing service level and future demand strategies. If multiple strategies are active at the same time, Streamline automatically uses the highest calculated safety stock value. Once enabled, two additional parameters become available. The first one is average in horizon. This defines how many future periods are used when calculating average demand. The second parameter is safety stock coverage. This defines how many periods of average demand the safety stock should cover. For example, if the average in horizon is 6 months and the coverage is 2, Streamline calculates the average demand across the next 6 months and keeps enough safety stock to cover 2 average periods. The previous safety stock period section has also been renamed to safety stock future demand for clarity. Import support has also been added. The new safety stock parameters can now be imported directly, and the previous number of periods for safety stock field has been renamed to safety stock future demand periods. This strategy is especially useful for businesses with fluctuating or seasonal demand patterns where static safety stock values may not react fast enough to upcoming changes. Next, let's move to the new mixed pallets functionality. Previously, projects were limited to a single pallet standard. Now, Streamline supports multiple pallet types within the same project. This allows container calculations to work correctly even when different pallet standards are mixed together. Let's open the new pallets entity. Here you can create, edit, or remove pallet types. New projects now include example pallet types such as Euro, Industrial, American. Existing projects continue working without changes using the new default pallet type, which preserves the previous single pallet behavior. Now let's go to the Inventory tab. A new pallet type column allows assigning a pallet type to each item location combination. There's also pallet stacking override, which controls whether pallets for this queue can be stacked. And as we change these parameters, we can see how automatically pallet load converts according to our pallet type. Now let's look at containers. The containers table now includes separate capacity columns for each pallet type. Instead of having a single pallet load value, you can now define the maximum number of Euro pallets, industrial pallets, American pallets, or any custom pallet type per container. The previous pallet load column has been renamed to default pallet max load for backward compatibility. When containers include mixed pallet types, Streamline automatically converts pallet quantities into a common base pallet equivalent using conversion coefficients. This allows the system to calculate realistic mixed container utilization automatically. If pallet stacking is allowed, Streamline can also increase effective capacity accordingly. Import support has also been added. New fields for pallet type and pallet stacking can now be imported through spreadsheet and database 2.0 connections. A new container pallet capacity table has also been added for managing per container pallet limits. This functionality is especially helpful for companies operating internationally or working with multiple warehouse standards where containers often include mixed pallet formats. Several permission updates were introduced in this release. Several permissions updates were introduced in this release. A separate promotions access now controls who can view or import promotions. Additional permission control was added for overriding the valid from and valid to columns on the bills of materials page. Permissions check are now also enforced across a wider range of API endpoints, including connector settings, bill of material exports, supplier exports, substitutions, promotions, capacity planning, and others. The changelog now records both the original and updated value for every tracked change. This creates a much more detailed before and after audit trail for forecasts, project settings, forecast settings, and other system changes. Additionally, when overrides are applied using a demand tab filter, the changelog now stores the filter name and indicates whether only filtered child nodes were updated. And to some other improvements, custom rows can now be reordered using drag and drop inside Show Hide Control. The AI assistant has been upgraded to a newer agent framework with reliability and quality improvements. The bill of materials page can now be opened directly from the inventory tab while preserving the active inventory filter. And finally, the suppliers table now includes a supplier item code column, allowing supplier-specific item codes to remain associated correctly when suppliers change. And data integration-wise, the custom API connection now supports importing promotions, inventory parameters, transfer regions, and future capacity. Custom API export endpoints for purchase and transfer orders have also been expanded. They now support exporting the full set of streamlined order fields, including final quantity, value, delivery date, container ID, approval information, and additional order details. That's it for today. Thank you for your time, and please let us know if you have any questions.